Our goal was to become very good with cards. I feel like we have come a long way from the beginning of the year. I think we have also learned to present projects and become more comfortable dealing with pressure in front of audiences and large groups of people.
This year we have accomplished many things, whether it is in magic or with presenting in front of a large group of people. We have also accomplished a big gig at our school carnival, which went very well. When it comes to the magic aspect of things, it's kind of hard to say what we've learned because we've learned so many different things. What I'm trying to explain is that we went from small, easy tricks to large tricks that were talking to the audience and keeping them very engaged. We went from this to this. Let me explain my thoughts. So, over the past 8 or 9 months or so, you have seen us improve in all our skills. But I also realize that we've improved in things that you may not have noticed. Like, we improved in interacting with the audience, which makes you guys more excited to see the tricks because a lot of the time you guys are like, another trick. And then also, we've learned to not be nervous in front of you guys and try to act natural and be fun and happy when we're doing all of this. To sum it all up, we learned a ton of new card tricks and things like that. But more importantly, we've learned presentation skills, talking in front of people, connecting with them, and just having fun and being natural while being a great performer.
We have had so many failures this year, I've lost count. We take failures in a positive way. We learn from the failures and we fix the problems that we have. A couple examples of our failures is that once we tried to perform a trick on Noah, where 4 kings are supposed to end up at the top of the deck. At the very end of the trick, we ended up just completely messing up, and there wasn't even 1 king on the top. We took this in a positive way, and we are still working on that trick to this day, but we haven't been able to perform it in front of a large group of people yet. We still have been working on that trick, and still can't get it right. When we do fail and we're performing it on someone, we have to recover. Sometimes we recover with a whole different trick, which we will have the person pick a card. We won't get it where we want, and we'll start from there with a whole new trick. This is a very important part of being a magician, because if you can't do this, you're done. If you can't recover from a trick, you can't perform the trick. It's too risky, because we have messed up a ton of times in front of you guys, and half of you guys haven't even noticed yet.
When doing magic, you don't only have problems just with the trick itself and how you do it. You also have problems with organization and just the audience in general, because they can be tough cookies and just be always trying to find out what your trick is. So with organization, a good example was when we had to prepare for the carnival. We were pretty organized, except that we kind of winged the last minute part of trying to figure out how we're going to block people from seeing our tricks without paying 2 tickets. In the end, we managed to solve it by taking Mr. Hayes' background boards and making a wall so people could come behind. For audiences, we have people in our class that their sole goal in watching our tricks is to find out how we're doing it and what we're doing to distract them. So what we do in those cases is we try to choose our safer tricks that are very difficult to solve, like our trick where you pick any card by telling us when to stop and we know it. The reason for this is so that people don't solve our tricks. Another way you can solve it is you try to target the people in the audience. If you have a large audience, the people that are less vigilant and that are not trying to solve your tricks and are just trying to enjoy them, and usually pick those people and ask them to pick the cards. That is a better way. Some people also just want to mess us up so we look like fools in front of a large audience. The last thing I have to say is that if you guys want to be participating in our show a lot at the end of the year, I would highly recommend that you try not to look suspicious and are not trying to solve our tricks but are just trying to enjoy them.
Even though mentors aren't a category on the board, for us it's really important to talk about them because they helped us throughout the year. First, we have Miss Meg 822 who helped us just get used to cards and teach me a couple easy tricks just so I can get started and start to get comfortable with cards.
The next biggest mentor is Andy Field Magic. He helped us in basic card handling and card cuts and shuffles.
Disturb Reality was by far the most important internet mentor we had. This because he showed us not only just how to use cards and card handling, but he showed us how to present to people, and the best thing for me was he recommended things that you could buy online that were really cool, and he leaves links to everything you need to know how to do for those tricks that you buy online. Also, he is very excited in the videos, and it's not just like, so here's how you do this. Bye. He fools around, and it's just entertaining to watch, but at the same time, a great teacher.
I think that Chucky and I worked very well together because he would go home and learn something one night, and then he would come back and show me. Then another night, I would go and learn something and come back and show him. He has more of an organization skill, and I have more of a creative skill. So at the carnival, that really helped because he helped organize it, and I helped kind of set up behind it. Some days we also wouldn't get along because in the magic show, he would want to do one trick and I'd also want to do that trick, or he would want to perform a trick on someone, I'd also want to perform the same trick. And also we would just fight over who would get what deck of cards that day and where we would get to set up and when. We would also get distracted a lot. For example, we started to learn to throw cards, and we wasted a whole Genius Hour day on just throwing cards, but we did become pretty good at it. Overall, this was a great year of Genius Hour.